Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 15th. This week, of course you do. You have this card that says caregiver. It says support, seek advice, getting help, physical, emotional healing, healer, self-care, recovering, and service. Of course. You have this marriage card. It says business partnership, joining forces, romance to the next level, connection, and coming together. I find that Virgos are caregivers. I think everybody always thinks of Pisces as being the caregiver, but I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Virgo, but I feel like Virgo is always taking care of everybody else, so that perfectly makes sense to me. One thing I will say is that we have the South Node in Virgo, which I think is something, it's like I think people don't realize that sometimes like those nodes can trigger, different things about us if they are if the North or South Node is in our sign, and that energy, you could be expressing it more. The funny thing is, I do feel that card is kind of encouraging you to take care of yourself more than anything else right now. For whatever reason, I feel like self-love is like extra important right now. It even came up in the 2026 readings. That doesn't mean you can't continue to take care of other people, but it just means you need to take care of yourself first so that you can take care of other people. And I would definitely make sure to do that. You have a very good reading here, Virgo, for sure. You have the Ten of Cups, the Sun, and the Ace of Swords in your current general energies. It definitely, if you want love, definitely could be a strong love reading, but the Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty. I feel like this week will feel much better than last week, the week of the 8th. I'm actually recording this on the 9th, and so you might be watching it like on the 10th or the 11th or something, because I do publish these a little bit early. But, again, I do think the week of the 15th could feel like a breath of fresh air. In the readings for the week of the 8th, I talked about how the week of the 8th is a little bit of a challenging week. Like the 8th, the 11th is not a great day either. Not that I think like it's terrible, but I just think it's more challenging than the rest of the month of December. Because December is actually a pretty positive month this year. And, again, the week of the 15th could feel really good. You might even feel this early, so I do like to see that. You have the Sun and the Star. The Sun and the Star is like fame and fortune. As with all of your readings, Virgo, I think it's time for Virgos to stand out or to get attention. I think part of the issue is definitely the fact that we've had Pluto in Aquarius for we had it in there for 19 years. Obviously Pluto's in, Capricorn is what I meant to say. Obviously Pluto's in Aquarius right now and has been for the last year. But I think that anytime that you did try to stand out, could have felt like you were being punished or, something bad happened or whatever. And so it's like time to stand out, definitely time to shine. I mean, this comes up in like every single reading for you, Virgo. I don't really think that's going to stop anytime soon. So, it's just like an energy that you're probably dealing with. I feel like the Sun has been coming up a lot for you as well. And, the Sun wants us to allow things to be easy. As I always say, that doesn't mean life is going to be easy. It just says allow life to be easy, right? And if you do that, your life will be easier. So it's amazing how that works, right? When we stop like overcomplicating things and, making things hard on ourselves, then things can improve. And like I said, this doesn't mean things are going to be perfect. I get tons of comments about people who tell me, how can you say life is easy? My aunt got run over by a dog last week and, like all these crazy things. I'm like, that's not what I'm talking about. Make your own life easier, right? It's pretty freaking simple. So do that. You have this Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords can be a victory or a big success coming in for you. Really crazy. The year of 2026 seems to be a victory year. Again, I'm not saying that you're just going to magically win, but what I would say is it is the year of the horse in Chinese astrology, and I also feel that, the energy, it's basically saying the energy is ripe for having victories, but you have to go and have those victories. You have to make those things happen. Speaking of the nodes, I said to your opposite sign, Pisces, that I felt like this week would be a good week to go have a tiny little win and, to before the year even starts, start stacking those, anything that would be a win, like tiny little things that you can change, because I think it'll set you up for a year of winning, but you have to do that. It's not going to magically happen. And I do feel the Ace of Swords is saying, set yourself up to have a year of wins by having some small ones right now. And that could be anything. It could be making your bed in the morning. It could be, changing your diet or whatever the hell you want to do. I would do it. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Fool. Yeah, again, a lot of Fool energy, and again, it makes sense. I've been thinking a lot about the Chinese astrology a lot this year because it's the year of the snake, and it has definitely felt to me, I don't know about anyone else, but it's definitely felt to me like a shedding of the skin, kind of like making some big decisions, letting go of some things, and all this other stuff. Now we're entering to the year of the horse. I think the Chinese New Year starts in February, so, technically the year of the horse starts in February or whatever. But, what I would say is that the Fool makes a lot of sense because it's like we have probably shed our skin and we need to take that leap of faith towards something new, or we have to take a leap of faith into something new, and that's what I would do with the Fool. With the Sun, you have the Temperance card. Temperance is patience and cause and effect sometimes. Normally, we look at the Justice card as cause and effect, but sometimes I think of the Temperance card as cause and effect because he is trying to create a cause and effect right here. He's trying to turn water into wine. But he is waiting for perfection. And again, South Node in Virgo, it's definitely one of the things that I think, one of the little challenges that Virgo has. South Node in Virgo isn't like bad for you or anything like that, but I just think a tiny challenge is waiting for things to happen when you should just be making things happen. And if you get more into that energy, I think things will flow better. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, pretty good. Like I said, amazing reading for you this week, for sure. Definitely the best one I've done so far. So the Ace of Wands is a passionate new beginning. It's out with the old, in with the new. It seems to me like you're fired up or focused the week of the 15th. And, this might not hit until after the 11th, like I said. The 11th is a little bit tricky. It's not like it's bad, like I said, but just, a little bit of tricky energy there. But you could start feeling this, this weekend, maybe. If you're watching this reading early, obviously I'm talking about. Then you could start to feel like things are improving or things are getting better or more fired up, more motivated, more like you want to get things done. And, that can be a big help. So I kind of get that feeling on the Ace of Wands, which is good. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Imagine card and this Happy Happy card. I love this card. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck, this Happy Happy card. This girl is like channeling happiness down through the top of her head. And it is a card about choosing to be happy, just like the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups, the whole point of the Ten of Cups is that they have to choose happiness. They are standing in the real world. They are still dealing with all the issues and challenges and problems of the real world, but they are focusing on those 10 cups that make them happy, and they're celebrating. They're dancing on the card, right? Or the children are. So we have to choose happiness. The Imagine card is definitely, I think, you and Pisces need to bring some sort of dream down to earth. It's like we're getting to the end of Neptune and Pisces, and it's kind of hard to see, but there's a girl on this Imagine card, and she's pulling the moon down to earth. There's like a string that's wrapped around the moon. And so it can represent bringing some sort of dream down to earth as much as you possibly can. Definitely something I think Virgo should do for sure. You have the Star, the King of Pentacles, in the Four of Cups. The Star can represent a wish sometimes. I don't always say that. Normally, to me, Nine of Cups in the Star is a wish coming, like a wish coming true, basically. But I don't know. I just get some sort of wish feeling on the Star card. I also think you need to believe that something is possible. She's pouring water onto the earth right here. And this water comes from the pool of universal consciousness, and it's flowing out into the earth. And it basically says what's possible for one person is possible for anyone. If anyone has done something, you can do it, is what it kind of means. And so I feel you need to believe in yourself more, or believe, I think there are examples of people doing kind of what you want to do, and you should use that as motivation. Again, I don't know, I get a weird motivation feeling on the Ace of Wands. Sure, sure, you could say the Ace of Wands is motivational, but not like this for you, Virgo. And I feel that, kind of seeing things, finding proof would be a good thing. Now, the funny thing is, I normally, especially right now, I tell people not to look for proof because we have Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces, we cannot see milestones. Normally you start something and you can see that there's something that you can reach out to, a certain point that you can get to. With Neptune and Pisces, those milestones are very, very far apart. You cannot necessarily see where you are going. Neptune and Pisces tries to get us to believe in ourselves. That's the whole point. And so Neptune and Pisces is like, no, I'm not going to show you that you can do this. You have to believe in yourself enough that you can accomplish that dream, that goal, that wish, whatever you're trying to do. And But I kind of feel like the star is saying, yeah, that what I just said is true. But at the same time, I feel there are examples that you could look at that would maybe motivate you a little bit more this week. You have the King of Pentacles. Again, I feel pretty good about this. I just feel very average about the King of Pentacles in your reading. Like, he's just saying, like, yeah, Virgo is working on their finances. Virgo is doing things to improve their finances. As always, Virgo, he has these grapes on his cloak, which represent the fact that he has a specific skill that makes him very successful, and he can use that skill to create more success in his life. And so I feel you have some sort of skill, or you've been working on skills that could make you more successful. And but you have to, like, again, sun and star, fame and fortune, you have to put those skills out into the world, which, for the past few months, that's basically been part of the message of all your readings, is that, you might have like something you're hiding from the world, or, something you need to show off, or something you need to add to what you're doing right now, especially for those of you in work or business. And I think it's time to, like, show off your skills. You have the Four of Cups. The problem as well right now is perception. Uranus entered into Gemini. Uranus has retrograded back into Taurus, but, it's already been in Gemini. And so that Uranus in Gemini, I think, alters our perception, like what we see, what we think we are able to do, what we think other people think of us, like all those things, right? Four of Cups is like the fear of disappointment. And he is fearing that if he accepts this new offer into his life, he will be disappointed, because he's been disappointed 3 times before. But really, the Four of Cups wants us to try again. A lot of people read this card as the grass being greener on the other side, which is definitely true. Like, I'm not saying that's wrong. But what I would say is I feel that this is saying you need to try something again that you maybe have tried that wasn't well received in the past, or maybe didn't work out as well as you wanted it to. With the star, you have the Three of Wands. Yes, again, we are kind of in a time where I think we have to push it to the limits. Three of Wands, it's not really a comfort zone card, but he is kind of in a comfort zone. He is standing where he's always been standing. He has these boats on the ocean that he could go get on, and those boats would take him on an adventure. 2026 is definitely going to be a time of adventure, and so anything new that you could learn, any new directions you could go in would be good. Again, it can represent your ships coming in, and that star card was saying wish to me. So, if you have a wish, or if you want to make a wish, I would make a wish this week. I think it would be good. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Six of Cups. We have a lot of childlike energy in your reading. You have the Six of Cups twice, actually. You have the children on the Ten of Cups. You have the Page of Swords as well. You have the Sun as well. The Sun is your inner child. And, the baby, or the child, right here is your inner child. The wall behind him is the wall that we all put up against our inner child. It's like, as we get older, typically we get less playful. We don't ask as many questions, whatever. And so I do feel there is this kind of like childlike energy in your reading. I feel like it's good. Like I said, I feel that embracing that childlike, playful, ask a lot of questions energy is what the Six of Cups is wanting you to do. And again, this reading looks pretty good for love. You've been getting like a Taurus with me, or a Scorpio's been all up in your business for a long time, Virgo with me. So, there could be love coming in. Six of Cups could be, again, a very, like a soulmate, or a very playful connection. These two cards wanted to pop out. So you have the Four of Cups again, and you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is the card I pulled. This fell out into my lap when I was pulling that Eight of Wands. So, Four of Cups, basically the universe saying I meant what I said. Eight of Wands is quick success, or a quick conclusion. It's also a card of charging forward. So again, instead of like sitting there and looking at an opportunity, the Eight of Wands could say that it's time to grab on to that opportunity that maybe didn't work out for you in the past, or maybe didn't go as well as you wanted it to in the past, and basically to try again. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this card that says, let your intentions be known. You have this Medusa card. It says, jealousy leads to downfall. Definitely, by the way, if you're watching this early, if you're watching this like on the 10th or, the 11th or the 12th or something of December I'm talking about, then I would definitely be careful of jealous people, jealous situations. I would just ignore it, plain and simple. It's a really bad time to get involved in like arguments or battles with people or jealous situations. I would just let them be jealous. The let your intentions be known. Again, if you do want love, it could be time to speak up or to flirt or to do something. But I also feel, again, make a wish. Sometimes I think we have to tell the universe what we want. We have to say, I want this thing, right? Whatever it is. And the other part of that is, again, I get a lot of comments from people that say, I've been trying to manifest something, I've been trying to manifest money. I'm like, did you change your habits? They're like, no. I'm like, well, then you don't want it. So we have to, I think the easiest thing to do when you're trying to manifest something or ask for something is to change your habits, right? It's like, there are a million videos on YouTube about, everything you can possibly imagine and how to change your habits around it. Love, business, money, spirituality, health, everything, right? Go pick one and do it, because that is how we tell the universe we're serious, by adopting the habits. And, kind of like, that's one thing, but I think it's the easiest thing, because you can just change one little thing and, change your life. So that's what I would do here, Virgo. You have the Death card, the Hermit, and the Six of Cups. The Death card can represent a transformation or a change, of course. I feel like all of us could be kind of like begging and holding on to beliefs. We have this Pope-looking guy right here on the Death card. The Pope is a guy, whatever he is like begging for his life. And he basically represents the beliefs we hold on to that are preventing us from making a change. And what do you know? We have this child right here. The child is the only person on the card that isn't scared. The child is holding these flowers up to the Death Rider. Children are usually excited about new situations, new experiences. They ask a lot of questions. They're childlike, right? And so I think this is asking you to like let go of those old beliefs and to be more childlike, plain and simple. You show up right here with the Hermit. So whenever you show up as yourself, of course, this puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. So I feel a lot of you could be showing up in a strong position here. Of course, he has his light hidden inside this lantern. This whole entire reading is saying, let your light be seen. That's how I would summarize your reading, is like, let your light be seen, share, speak up, speak out, take action, do all those things and get the attention. I think that will be the best thing for you. And, that's what I would do with a Hermit. The Hermit says you've learned enough. He's climbed to the top of this mountain. He's done. I think we never stop learning. But at a certain point, we have to take what we learn. We have to go do it. So, that's what he is asking you to do. You have the Six of Cups again. Again, childlike energy. I do think it would be a good time for you to just be playful. It's like, yeah, sure, this can represent innocence, nostalgia, thinking about the past, things like that. But, based off of all the children in your reading, I think it's asking you to be more childlike, be more playful, enjoy life more, have more fun, ask more questions, be more playful, not too serious. All that other stuff will be the most helpful thing for you. With the Death card, you have the Ten of Swords. Yes, something is dead, done, over with, probably a belief. You are born very close to Leo as well. And, again, yes, I understand you're not a Leo, but you are born very close to Leo. And I think that Leo has been one of the signs that is not necessarily connected to Neptune and Pisces that is the most affected by Neptune and Pisces. And I'll explain what I mean. It's like for Leo, I think it has a lot to do with their beliefs. Same thing for you. It is your opposite sign. Neptune is in your opposite sign until the end of January, and it's been there for a long time. So, I feel for a lot of you that there are certain beliefs about yourself. I think for you that it's about yourself, about the work you do, about your value to the world, things like that, it's like those are the beliefs that need to change. And I think you need to believe that you're more valuable or something. With the Hermit, you have the Queen of Pentacles. What do you know? We have divine counterparts right here, Taurus and Capricorn. Definitely could be attracting another earth sign as well, Virgo, but, could be any sign. The Queen of Pentacles wants us to, rely on our own internal resources. She is the card of resourcefulness, but she kind of uses her own self. It is the resource that she knows, like her knowledge, her wisdom, her energy, her time, her effort, right? And I feel a lot of you, it's like you do have the resources necessary to be very successful. With the Six of Cups, you have the Seven of Swords. Again, we were talking about perception, perspective. I think all those words are going to be important for you for the many years to come, Virgo, how you see things, right? And sure, the Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but, really, I don't care what anyone says. Golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive, and he is sneaking away from this army in the background, and so he is going to war, but in a different way. And I think your perspective on how you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish is going to be important. Coming up with new perspectives, looking for new ways of doing things, all that will be important. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Delicate Rose. It says, be willing to honestly say what you feel, no matter how terrifying it may seem. You have this Aries card. It says take the lead. It says don't wait for others to light the way. It's your time to step up and take the lead. Yes. I have a feeling that a lot of people through 2026 will get these cards of taking the lead. Again, we have Saturn and Neptune will both be moving into Aries. Neptune in January, Saturn in February. So, it's like, we're entering into a solid 3 years at least where we are all being asked to take the lead. And so I would. This could be speaking up in love or, if you're interested in a person, speaking up. So there you go. You have the Page of Swords, the Fool, and the Six of Pentacles. The Page of Swords, again, childlike energy. He's very curious. I think curiosity is the best thing with the Page of Swords, kind of like looking into things, being a detective, asking a lot of questions, especially for those of you that are like working on something or building something, doing as much research as you can would be good. You have the Fool. The Fool can represent taking a leap of faith in a new direction, and you have the Fool twice. And you basically start and end with the Fool. So there could be a really nice new beginning coming in for you at this time, or there could be some sort of leap that you're going to be taking towards a new beginning, and I definitely feel that will be good for you here, Virgo. It feels more like a fresh start to me because of the Four of Cups. Again, he's tried something at least 3 times before, and so it's like you could be trying something again that's like a fresh start. You have the Six of Pentacles here. I didn't even notice this. You have 2 sixes here. This doesn't really count because they're the same, but 2 sixes is really good. It kind of is confirmation for your path. It says you're going in the right direction. You're doing the things you need to be doing to find success. Six of Pentacles is, about give and take. It's about what you give to. And I do feel that definitely next year, I would start now. But, I'm just saying, definitely in 2026, I think we need to make sure that we are giving to things, that we are giving to the right things, that we're giving to things that give back to us. And that includes everything that you do. It's not just people. It's like anything that you work on, anything you create, health things that you do. Again, if it's not giving back to you, then it's not working. So pay attention. I said King of Swords on that Page of Swords, and you have the King of Swords. I said it by accident, and there you go. So you could be attracting someone who's older than you, more mature than you. Again, we have a lot of cards of knowledge and wisdom in this reading, and the King of Swords is the card of knowledge and wisdom. It's a card of knowing things. But again, he takes what he knows and he puts it into practice. He actually does what he has learned, and so that's like a theme. Here you go. Love it. With the Fool, you have the Nine of Cups. Yes. Very good, because like I said, I love the Star and the Nine of Cups. This, to me, kind of represents a wish come true or a dream come true. And so a lot of you, I would make that wish and make it your focus. The trick with the Star is that we have to make the Star the focus. We have to, really kind of have a purpose. But this is not like a purpose like you think. I think it's like you are picking the purpose. We're not talking about, what your purpose is in life, if that makes sense. You're just picking something that you want to accomplish, that you want to do, and you're aiming towards it. All your actions go in one direction. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is the Wounded Warrior, of course. He can represent putting up boundaries or having boundaries. He's also, in the good stuff, he kind of says you're not giving up on something that you want, which I like. So I would definitely practice perseverance and, just keep going. But really good reading. We're going to pull 5 cards from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. You have this Power card. Yeah, it's funny that a lot of people have been getting these Power cards, because Pluto changed signs. Pluto is where we get our power. So, I think in Aquarius, of course, getting attention is one of the main ways that we can gain power with Pluto and Aquarius, by standing out. Same thing with Uranus and Gemini, believe it or not. Uranus and Gemini wants us to stick out like a sore thumb. Everybody, but, obviously we're reading for you, but that is like how we can take advantage of the collective energy that will be coming in next year, is like sticking out by going against the grain, not saying what is popular and all that other stuff. So there you go. You have this extremism card. Yeah, I would definitely be careful of extremism. Neptune in Aries is extremism, literally. So I would say that, be careful of extreme ideas. Again, I think that until like 2033, for the next like 7 years or so, or whatever the math is, we need to really be detectives. We shouldn't just accept beliefs, including what I say to you. Like, you shouldn't just be taking what I say as gospel. People need to be detectives on everything, right? And if you do that, then you won't fall into this trap. Let's see. Next, you have this affair card. This is a positive love affair. It's not like cheating or something like that. So they're definitely, love looks really good. And, it's kind of funny because I don't really feel there's like a specific person coming up here. And so sometimes when that happens, I feel like maybe this isn't going to happen like this week, but, you could be meeting a person this week and maybe it develops later. You could be seeing a person that you're interested in this week. So definitely something to pay attention to. You have this manipulation card. This is a good card. Again, it's not like manipulation. It's manipulating the energy. And we see a lot of that in this reading. So getting into a good energetic space would be good. And finally, you have this flattery card. Yeah, again, you could start flirting with a person this week, or you could start communicating with a person this week. So there you go. But this looks really good, Virgo. I like it. Very good. Like I said, probably the best reading so far. So thank you for being here. Make sure to leave a comment, and definitely enjoy your week.